All right, so the Patheos article that I just talked about is a little too spicy to leave it alone uh, as much as I did. So I'm going to switch back to it and we're going to talk a little bit about it. And what do you know? There is a whole theology of social justice in the Bible. Were you aware of that? There's a whole theology, and also there's a sinner's prayer too. So there's social justice, original sin, and there's also a social justice, original sin, sinner's prayer that can atone for this original sin that you've inherited, white people. So listen up, white people, because you've got this different original sin that you need to especially atone for before you can be saved. Check this out. All right, so again, this is the article. Is It Okay to Be White by Morgan Guyton. And he is a progressive Christian. He or she, I'm not really sure, to be honest, is a progressive Christian. So, hey, we can still hear him out, Here's my favorite section. He starts off good, right? Every single white person, just like every other human being, is a uniquely precious, infinitely valuable image of God. Amen. That's exactly right. Well said. So in that sense, there is no shame in being white or any other category of human. Also, well said. Good job. Here's where it gets off the rails. But, that great word, but, it's also the case that whiteness is a socialization by which a specific legacy of repressed guilt, entitlement, and defensiveness is inherited as an original sin that uniquely corrupts every white baby who was born into our American context. Whiteness does not exist in the same social reality in any other culture. Whiteness as a toxic legacy is not okay. So in that sense, being white is not okay. Or rather, every white person needs to be able to say, I'm not okay, in order to be liberated from the shame and the defensiveness that our ancestors' sin has bequeathed to us. All right. So let's think about this for a second. So somewhere in the Bible, there's a specific sin for white people in America, and it's called the sin of whiteness. And you inherit this sin. You don't know you have it until somebody tells you you have it, because you've had it since you were a little baby, right? So when you were born, you were so cute. Your mother, went through labor to get you out, and that first little cry, and it's so cute, right? You're just a cute little white baby, right? But from that moment, you were conceived in iniquity, the iniquity of whiteness. You wouldn't have had it though if you were like me. I mean, if you were like me, your ancestors were Nigerian, native, Latino, some European. So I guess I might have a little bit of this too. But I got lucky because I was born to some non-whites. So I don't have the same sin to atone for that you do. So you've got this thing. You don't even know you have it until somebody tells you. And there's one way. There's only one way. Well, maybe there's more than one. There's a few ways to atone for it, but the one big one is you just got to admit that you're a sinner. Yeah, you have to admit you're white and that you have a problem, and it's not okay. When you were born, that wasn't okay. You should have been born to black parents, or you should have been born to some Latinos or something, because you inherited that original social justice sin, and you can atone for it. You just have to admit that you're guilty. See, it's not a question of, are you racist? The question is, do you know that you're racist, white people? So you can look it up. It's in the Bible. It's in the Bible. Go in the back, and how Bibles these days will have an index in the back. Go in the back, go to the W section, and you'll find the section on whiteness. But you have to make sure you go to the American whiteness section, because whiteness, other places, it's not the same thing. You don't inherit the same whiteness that they do in America. So, look, I wouldn't be a good pastor if I didn't tell you guys that, the fact that you have white parents means that you're guilty. And you can be atoned for, but you can only be atoned for if you say the special sinner's prayer, the special social justice sinner's prayer. You're not all right. You're not all right.